This is Patrick with MetalManiacs.com. Pleasure speaking to the one and only Bruce Corbett of Warbeast. How you doing, man?
Oh, man, doing good today.
Man, so I know you from the Rigor Mortis days and the Texas Metal Alliance. The Warbeast name just kind of took over where Texas Metal Alliance left off. Is that where I'm correct, or?
Right, it's actually the same band. It's just last year we decided to change the name. We didn't really think it was going to become a full-time band in the beginning.
Yeah.
When we got together, me and Rick Perry and Scott and Shelby from Ganoside, and then it just turned into like a band, and then we thought, well, the name doesn't fit anymore because even though we're an alliance of old bands around here, in the beginning we were playing a lot of our old Rigor Mortis and Ganoside songs and bringing up special guests from like Rotting Corpse and other bands around here. So after a while we just thought it was, let's go ahead and start with a fresh name, and Warbeast is what we came up with.
Yeah. You can't get no more metal than that.
Right.
I guess your big news now, y'all signed the HOUSECORE with Phil on Phil and Samo's label. How did that come about?
It was crazy, it was just, I hadn't even seen Philip talk to him since he moved away from the Dallas-Fort Worth area way back in the early 90s. And then, 2-3 years back, we got a message on our Rigor Mortis MySpace from one of his bands, Arson Anthem, asking if we would like to go out and do a few shows with him. And I guess Philip had heard we had reunited Rigor Mortis and wanted to, see us and go out on tour with us. So that's when I had the chance to catch up with him and mention the new band I had going on, and he knew Rick and Scott from the old days. And at the beginning I just thought we were just, talking about what's going on with each other's lives and shit, kind of. And then finally just said, hell, I'll send you a demo. And then a week later, out of the blue, he fucking called me one night and he said he loved it, dude. And then he talked about it for a while, and when he said the statement, I want first chance at signing you guys, and we didn't really look anywhere else.
Fucking right, man.
You know what I mean? We were like, fuck, it'd be cool to be on Phil's label, so that's what we went with.
Yep, and the album is 10 tracks.
Right.
The title is Crush the Enemy. It was recorded at HOUSECORE in New Orleans?
Yeah, right. We went there to do it. Actually recorded 3 different locations, 3 different little studios, and spent about 10 days doing the music, and then I came back a couple weeks later and spent 5 days doing my vocal tracks.
So how was the experience doing that? Did Phil was involved with the recording, or?
Yeah, we actually asked him to be our producer, so...
Yeah. Well, I talked to him last week, and he had told me he actually produced it. I didn't even know he produced the album as well. I thought he just, signed y'all. I didn't think he was getting... I didn't know he got involved with the album as far as producing it.
Well, he... I gotta tell you, man, he is a great producer. I mean, after we worked with him... I hope he wants to do the next one, I mean, yeah, he would have let us do our own album and been, totally behind us, but we kind of said, hey, we'd love for you to produce it. And then I said, hey, man, I'd love for you to be there with me in my corner when I do my vocal tracks. Yeah. And so he helped,
he had a little bit of experience with vocals.
Yeah, that's right, man, way more than I ever did, so I was just like, fucking hey, I was ready to learn from him,
No shit. Was he hard to work with, or? I know he's pretty much a perfectionist when it comes to music. To his own thing has to be his own way. It's, that perfectness, because he's a perfectionist. Was he kind of that crossover as a boss? Was it kind of difficult, or it's pretty easy?
Well, he is a perfectionist. You nailed it right there. Yeah. But he at the same time, he wasn't hard to work with at all. And I don't know what if it had been like if we wouldn't have came in prepared and would have sucked, or luckily we came in, and later on he kind of I underestimated you guys. You know what I mean?
Had all the shit together.
Yeah. So no, it was really, really fun working with Phil, and he made this album so much better. And of course, you don't want anybody to ever change your music or do anything, to compromise your music, and that ain't the case with Philip. I mean, it's not like he's going to try to make us, turn into wimpy guys or anything. Any suggestions, we could have said no, but like 90% of his ideas and suggestions, even if they were little things, we thought about and decided to go with. And in the end, after we have heard this album for, since it's finally been mastered and everything, we got to admit, Philip, he was usually right in most cases,
Yeah, shit. And, I guess going from playing rigor mortis shows, because I've seen some of those shows from back in the day, to the Warbeast shows, the crowd-wise, is it the same crowd, different crowd? I mean, I know times has changed dramatically from thrash metal, but the crowd's about the same, or it's a different crowd?
Well, it's similar crowds, I got to say that much. The only difference is maybe sometimes when we play, with rigor mortis, they'd had a chance to get to know the songs, and you know what I mean? So I'd see people singing all the words and getting into it. And right now, people catch on to our songs. I mean, there's hooks in them. By halfway through, I notice some people are catching on to the chorus. But they get into it, it's just the reaction of them not knowing our shit yet, you know?
Yeah.
Except for the tight friends that have came to every show for the last 2 years and know these songs like that. If we go out of town, they're digging us, but they don't know.
Get a chance to hit it. Well, the thrash metal, I mean, right now, I've talked to a couple guys from Exodus, and I mean, they have, the album, thrash metal to me is kind of starting to come back. Some of the originators are starting to put out new albums again with the same way they always did, like, Testament. You think thrash is kind of on an up climb, or?
Yeah, I really do, and of course, everybody's been noticing that too, and I'm just saying it's about damn time, I mean,
right.
That's what kind of band I've always wanted to be in, and that I work best with as far as my style and everything. Yeah, because even like 6-7 years ago, I tried to start a band around here with Wayne Abney from Hammerwitch, and everybody was just wanting to do death metal. And hey, I love death metal, but we couldn't find anybody that wanted to play thrash. They were just treating us like we're a bunch of old men metal. You know what I mean? It's like so now all of a sudden we're starting to see some thrash bands starting to form around here in this area, and I've noticed, I know what's going on nationally too, but just going by my own area from 6 years ago, we couldn't find a drummer. Now there's thrash bands popping up around here, so it's pretty cool.
I think the younger generation finally started to caught on to what the hell thrash was about.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame them at the time. Me and Wayne hadn't done anything in years, and even if they respected rigor mortis Hammerwitch, it's just like now we can get out and they can see what we're all about. So they're getting exposed to it, and they're seeing there's just as much energy and brutality or whatever they want to think there is in death metal, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all got energy and it's all metal, and it's a good thing.
Fucking right. So Crush, the enemy comes out April 27th on HOUSECORE.
Right, April 27th.
Cool. Y'all have May 8th. Y'all doing a city release in Fort Worth. You have a party.
Yeah, that's going to be our big celebration, May 8th, out in Fort at the Ridgely Theater, which is like the ultimate venue to do something like this.
Hell yeah. Any new fans maybe listening, any kind of where to buy the record, where to check y'all out at, and web addresses?
Yeah, of course. Well, we got an official site, www.warbeast.org, and then they can find us on MySpace. We're still using the same address, MySpace / Texas Metal Alliance, and then they can look us up on Facebook and all that too.
Cool deal. Any thank yous or fuck yous? Yeah, it's a loaded question.
yeah, of course, man. Well, God, I gotta thank so many people, but I won't. I just, I mean, they know who they are. I mean, the fans, of course, and then the friends and family and all the people that work for the band. Definitely got to say thanks to Kate Richardson from HOUSECORE Records and our engineer, David, the Puma Troya, and then, of course, Mr. Philip Anselmo himself, for believing in us enough to give us this chance to see what we can do for his label.
Hell yeah.
But no fuck yous, man. That's the thing is back then with Rigor Mortis, our first demo tape, we came out with a fuck you list and a death list.
Oh,
and you know, which is all cool and all, but right now I can't think of anyone I want to say fuck you to, you know what I mean?